Hey, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to more Paladins Esports action. My name is Randyy, Evan Rayner. This is Nick Keogh, Hi-Rez, Pretty Hair. We're ready to get back into it. It's our second set of the day for our semifinals. Denial Esports versus Swarm. And Swarm, kind of an interesting story here coming into this scene.
I can't remember if it's just they didn't make it that far. Maybe they got a bad roll of the dice out of the first couple of weeks. But coming in really strong in week number 3. And this is a couple recognizable faces, at least for me. randomnoobtv, he streams a lot of ranked, a lot of high-level ranked. Great guy as well. A team that I'm rooting for him. I want to see him make it to the top 4. I want to see him make it into the open bracket because I love seeing, one of our big ranked streamers put a team together, guys. Let's get it popping and start to find success, even against some of the old veterans of our scene.
On Brightmarsh, this guy was lights out. He played Fuselage Drogos, and next patch, the thing got nerfed. So I don't know if that tells you anything, but this guy was unstoppable, even for the likes of stolzeey. So they will actually end up being facing off yet again in this exact same situation. And Dreiss is taken by Denial Esports, probably to take the counter to the Drogos.
It's not going to deter them. It is the counter, but I don't think it's going to deter Swarm whatsoever. I think they're still going to take it. I think it's too big of a part of their strategy.
Can they?
In addition to the fact that we have seen Drogos be taken in the face of Androxus, and as long as they pocket it enough, it can still succeed even against stolzeey.
Absolutely. The Drogos can be extremely effective, especially when you're talking about Fuselage. It doesn't have the nerf yet, so in this patch, it will still do 50% extra damage.
Will he go Fuselage even?
I don't know.
After he's been seeing so many people succeed with Fire Spit, he'd have to adjust his play style to that. I don't know if they're ready to go for that sort of thing. I do like they take the ruckus away from Bitey. I think that's very important to do as well.
It's a good question, and Swarm maybe having done their homework. Doesn't strike me that this team is going to let things slip aside. Seems like they will be prepared for this matchup, especially having done it already.
This is where game number 5 was in the previous week. Bomb King rounding things out for Denial as well, so strong picks on both sides. Now, it did come down to that 3-3 scenario. It was game number 5. It wasn't the most convincing win. It's one less hit scan counter than they had last time. No Tyra this time around. So, Random Noob, can he carry the weight? I don't know if Vandyy is still playing with this team this week, but can he go big on what I think would be the Cassie? He was an absolute impact player as well. That didn't get a whole lot of credit last week because we were just so enamored with this Drogos, but he, for me, was definitely a key factor to their success.
And he is. So we'll get into Denial's lineup first. Another name that's new to Denial, PrinceDannyTV, playing the Godslayer Androxus. We'll see what legendary he picks up soon. Mortal Reach, Saris for Awry. It's going to be Firefight Victor for Bitey. A lot of bonus damage in these tight corridors. Accelerant Bomb King for stolzeey. Mother's Grace Inara for Wi-Fi. And it will be Godslayer for PrinceDannyTV.
Vandyy on Cassie with Exaction, as well as a cauterized randomnoobtv. Mr. Paul, can he get it done on Fuselage Drogos? MrHazee on Ripened Gourd Maldamba with a Kronos, Amosts on Fortified Barrack. So switching things up from the Architectonics Norm, as well as a Flux Generator for Dreiss's Ruckus.
Going to be an exciting one. Flux Generator, not what we usually see with Ruckus, but a very close-in space for a Ruckus to make work of that extra damage reduction for his entire team when they're standing near him on the objective. Could be valuable here. And Wi-Fi is actually forced back. Bitey is the first blood. RandomNoobTV starts things off the way he finished them. Looking to finish off PrinceDannyTV, and he does. Two for the money. That is what they want. And stolzeey almost stays alive, but goes down as well.
Disengage from Vandyy is just too much. PrinceDanny able to get the trade, but Random Noob had already done the damage he came to deal. 72% in a strong zone from Dreiss. I don't think anyone's going to be able to get back here. PrinceDanny might be the saving grace. He's going to have to use all his dashes to get in here. If he misses another step, just gets blown up. Doesn't even matter here. Overtime doesn't come through. Swarm take the first payload.
A Fuselage Drogos is a deadly thing. It's the stuff of nightmares when you're definitely not expecting it. But here's a Firefight Victor, and that's going to do a lot of damage too. Surprised that he actually got out of that and is able to hit a Fire Spit as well. Gets healed up thanks to the heads-up play by his healer, Maldamba. What a great performance, and randomnoobtv and Swarm still looking very strong.
And this is different from Denial. They've got stolzeey on Bomb King. They've got Bitey on Victor. This is weird for them. This isn't anything normal here, so maybe able to use that to their advantage. Swarm in the lead right now, but they are dropping 3 kills for nothing in this kind of skirmish in the middle here, so they're going to have to take a deep breath here. Denial will have the whoa, where did that come from? Downtown stun. Downtown stun for MrHazee.
That's right. And there's randomnoobtv in the air. stolzeey knows he's got to help contend with this dragon. And He can detonate these bombs mid-air, which is what makes Bomb King decent at dealing with Drogos, just not the best. That's where you want PrinceDannyTV to be spending most of his time, but so far it's been difficult to do so. You can't keep your eyes off of Vandyy. You can't keep your eyes off the Dragon as well. He returns the favor onto Wi-Fi, and Vandyy takes down stolzeey in the process, leaving Awry to shadow travel alone. This is looking bad.
A lot of momentum, 4 for nothing in favor of Swarm right now. Denial have got to come back, and Awry's going to go down. Respawns are going to be coming through here shortly, but Salvo is primed and ready. randomnoob needs some help right now. He's pretty poked out, but nobody sees him. Salvo up into the air, forces Bitey back into spawn, and the payload, meanwhile, is inches from conversion.
This could be it. PrinceDannyTV under the pressure. He's feeling it, but he will actually take himself this great sleep thanks to Bitey, and stolzeey's going to try and finish one more. It is MrHazee, but he's not going to have enough by himself to push this payload to conversion.
There it is.
40 seconds left. If finally been able to take a breath.
Coach Bitey making it happen. 3 kills in that engagement, 2 from the barrage, 1 from the gun. stolzeey finds 2 as well, so the 2v5 pans out. Denial find a way to get it done. Still time left on the clock, however, for Storm to get this going. 51% on the Dragon Punch could be a factor if randomnoob's able to get a lot of work done. Nice grenades. Gonna spot out too, and a lot of damage continues to pour in. Paul's in a bad spot and likely to go down.
randomnoobtv on the Drogos just survives way longer than you think he should, and those little things, they matter. That means that everyone is rotating a second longer to finish him off, giving your other teammates a second more to do what they need to do, whether it's damage, whether it's healing, whether it's get around a corner. And that is what randomnoobtv on this Drogos continually is bringing to the Swarm squad. It's overtime. It is about time to see the seismic crash from Wi-Fi as well, but this also could be the death of 2 members on Denial, and randomnoobtv is still alive.
Vandyy gets the angle. The Fuselage Drogos doing so much. Dome Shield's going to buy a lot of time and positioning here for Swarm. Dragon Punch is ready, but the Shadow Travel going to buy plenty of time for these Denial respawns to maybe make their way out. Bitey, can he make another round-saving play?
This looks real bad. There's Saris down, no healer, and they've got a couple tanks here with them and the Dragon in the sky. Bitey can't focus his attention onto the point, and PrinceDannyTV is left alone. Trying to mid-air shot him, and he does. Fuselage topped off with a Dragon Punch. randomnoobtv and Swarm swarming Bright Marsh, and Denial Esports are feeling the pressure.
What a play. Everyone on Swarm is playing extremely effectively right now, but randomnoob making another highlight reel style play. Vandyy also had a clutch shot in that engagement. He got behind somehow, found an angle on PrinceDanny to take him out during the reversal that frankly could have traded out, taking Dreiss's life, but he was able to stay alive. A lot went right for Swarm and a lot went wrong for Denial. One thing Denial can look to switch up is maybe not just, giving up the payload almost inches from conversion off the back of the first fight there. Swarm got a lot done with their momentum coming off that point capture.
MrHazee as well stayed alive, whereas Awry didn't, and that is the big key, I think, for those pushes or those defenses really going in your favor. Especially as the offensive team, you need your healer there. They just weren't able to take out their source of sustain, and with those big bodies like Ruckus dealing with all that healing and then in the air being randomnoobtv, it created too many problems. But already, Vandyy and Dreiss get 2 kills of their own. This is starting off even worse for Denial. They're forced back completely.
Surging forward, plenty of room to do damage. Now, randomnoob pumping in the hurt onto Inara. Vandyy finding a huge kill there. And now the zone is going to be super strong. This is a confident, this is a seed 1 aggressiveness zone. And the difference here this time is it's not just Vandyy and randomnoob. Dreiss and Amosts come out. One's going to fall, though. So they give up a little bit more than they probably would have liked. There's a fire spit on a stolzeey. He's going to be poked out.
And he's going to be... Oh, nice grumpy bomb stun. That's a good defensive tactic by Bomb King. Leaves it there in case anyone follows up, and they get stunned by the time he leaves, so they can't pursue. randomnoobtv will slay Wi-Fi as well. stolzeey in with a King Bomb, trying to just confirm the damage, but he just doesn't have enough DPS before having to retreat. Ruckus is full health, and his healer, MrHazee, is still alive. Convergence will help get Amos, but that's about it.
Still keeping the fight going here. MrHazee with a nice Dread Serpent, as well as somehow keeping that Ruckus alive. Not sure quite how he did it. Comeback mechanic enabled for Denial, though. They are quickly closing this capture percentage gap.
There's not a lot of wiggle room for mistakes here. It's going to be up to Swarm to make this a 3-0, or will they give it right back to Denial and make this a tie game? stolzeey gets a lot of damage, and that's a great wall by Wi-Fi to let Denial Esports come back into this game.
Not going to be enough there. So much left in the tank for Denial, and the comeback mechanic, that was all they needed, was that one little clean, convincing win there. Bitey with a double kill as well, getting it done. two frontliners means that this hipfire Victor is going to be viable.
So we'll see how randomnoobtv and his squad of Vandyy, MrHazee, and the likes continue to impress on the defensive side. They've got to hold now against Denial's momentum. And will it be the same collapse at the end, or will they hold strong? Amos trying to set himself up in the corner.
stolzeey has a good angle on this barrack as well. Amos falling pretty low. 600 health, back up into the air. stolzeey poked out of this fight. No one really to chase it down. Not a whole lot of dive, and first kill will go the way of Denial. So they come around this final corner with the momentum on their side.
Salvo ready in prime. Fires on 2, hits nobody, but here's a fire spit to just clear out the space yet again. He's got the ultimate charged up, and he's looking for 1. Will he find Wi-Fi yet again? The wall up too late, not going to save him. Drogo starts the fight with 1.
Lands the fight with a double kill as well by the end of things. Long range fire spit coming out. Not going to kill Bitey because he got topped off by Awry. PrinceDanny finds the frag over on the right side, but still already too much loss for Denial. They're not going to be able to push forward just yet. Decent zone coming out here from Dreiss. Not a whole lot of room to push out. That was what actually got them killed and dropped game number 5 in the last week, so Swarm definitely being more careful with their zones.
Like they saw so effective in keeping stolzeey alive for their offensive push last round, it's going to be important to kill this Saris. That is what Awry is going to be trying to avoid happening to himself. Bitey and stolzeey, though, take down 3 of the most crucial members on this squad. Let's make it 4. Bitey combining here with stolzeey to make a huge impact, and MrHazee, he's the last one to fall, which could be the worst, since he'll be the last one up to respawn.
Yeah, leaving him pretty staggered as well, catching a lot of that salvo. One more shot. Random Noob comes out on top of that 1v1, trying to hold things down. Amos will lose his dome shield, getting nothing for it. Little fadeaway king bomb rolling back into the fight. Doesn't kill Vandyy, stuns him out though. Is it enough to stabilize?
Not sure that's exactly what stolzeey was looking for there. They've given Random Noob a chance to survive and get back into this fight. Wow. Now he's taken down 2. Wi-Fi's trying to finish him off, but MrHazee is here as well, and they've given enough time for their tank to stay alive. And that is what could have done it for this push.
Danny doesn't look like he got the memo though. Popping the accursed arm, trying to keep it alive. Big reversal coming through. Here's gonna eliminate Dreiss, getting up into the air, getting a little bit of healing. Danny looking like he wants to save the day, and he will. Denial find the conversion. Danny says, no backing off here, Wi-Fi, we're going in.
Catch these hands. Androxus with the huge Godslayer reversal, changing the tide of that fight, taking down Ruckus, and then that leads to the ultimate demise of taking down MrHazee, and randomnoobtv forced to fly away without being able to contest. Great stuff there by PrinceDanny.
Nimble Life Rip as well as Haven 3 already online for Random Noob or his Drogo. Just trying to stay alive against all this hit scan pressure of Androxus, as well as Bitey picking up the Victor. And I like this style of going hipfire here because even without the gunnery legendary, Victor still does good damage, aim down sights, and really where Victor struggles is when people get in his face. So I like Firefight taking it just because that's the situation, that's the scenario you need that extra damage the most, is when somebody's trying to get in your face and take you out.
And that's where, you know, Victor's going to run these corridors, right? It's very tight, close combat corridors, and he's going to need as much damage as possible right there. Hipfire, very, very effective in Bright Marsh, which is a close-in map. Grenade throw, and this already starts off pretty well. randomnoobtv goes down, and there's another one for Bitey.
Grenade onto the point as well. This is the situation Hipfire Victor was designed for. I think Ruckus knows that here. Dreiss backs off. Nice wall from Anara, putting a lot of damage into Vandyy. One more shot's going to do it. Grenade goes down, lands, direct impact, and the explosion for a total of 850 damage. Forces Vandyy out of the fight. Bitey not scared to fight at low HP.
randomnoobtv goes down yet again, runs into the trap made by stolzeey with the bombs. stolzeey looking for one more, and he's got a killing spree, but that is a lot chasing him. It is Dreiss running full DPS, but he's locked out of the objective now. That's not where Ruckus wants to be. 96% going into 99, but they've got to contest here by Swarm.
Sarah's so hard to bring down. Couldn't figure out a way to do it as well. 80 HP, Dreiss goes down, Amos goes down. Overtime started for Denial. Danny's got his hands up in the air, blocking all that damage. Wi-Fi's there for the retreat, and overtime ticks down and out.
PrinceDannyTV and stolzeey working so well together here to finish off randomnoobtv. One and the other, they're both trading off who gets the last shot onto him, and that's applying the pressure they need to turn the tide in this matchup. They got caught off guard earlier because of how good he was and how they weren't expecting it, but you cannot claim that you don't expect it right now.
Now, Cursed Arm comes out. Vandyy doesn't have the roll up. No frags, though, received from that Accursed Arm ultimate. And Vandyy will keep his life safe as well. Trying to throw that reversal back up in the air. Not going to land onto anyone, though. Denial on the back foot right now.
Extremely important that he caught that too. That would have been his death for sure. And now 5 members of Denial are alive. Seismic Crash and King Bomb available as the ultimates. Minute and 46 seconds left on the clock. For Swarm though, they're defending with 4 big time ultimates, and the Dome Shield is ready.
No Poppy Bomb there, so just rolling into his doom. stolzeey taking a page out of Lazy's book there. Well, I mean, Lazy doesn't really miss
You know,
too
Nick,
many
you're picking
Poppy
on
Bombs.
Lazy too much, man.
He's my boy.
He is your boy, and I think that's why it happened. But, you know, not every ult. Now, I was watching the broadcast the other day. Lazy hit like 4 really good ults, and the one ult he didn't do well. Everyone's like, Lazy ult, Lazy ult. You know, give the guy a break. But stolzeey doesn't come out there with something I'd say he put on his ESPN highlight.
Not top 10 there. You miss 100% of the shots you don't take, so yes. I appreciate when Lazy does go for those kind of highlight reel. You got to at least try. Big Seismic Crash coming through. Wi-Fi's looking to save the day here, and Barrage coming through, giving a lot of damage from Bitey. PrinceDanny's there in the back line to clean up a lot of those kills. MrHazee will go down. PrinceDanny cleans up another one, so full squad wipe there. Denial could be looking for the win off this conversion.
They've got to wait. They've got to wait, and they have to go out as a team. If they let this stagger at all, look at this patience. Oh, I love it. It's so good. And the payload is just at the right spot. They defended well enough that entire round to not have that be the case. Awry throws out the convergence, but no follow-up because they dread Serpent. That's MrHazee come into play. Gorgeous. And randomnoobtv and the squad absolutely shut down this push and end Denial's momentum.
That may have saved the round. A lot of ultimates spent.
Saved the game.
Big one there. Yeah, the game, in fact. MrHazee with a colossal split with that beautifully, precisely timed Dread Serpent. Good stuff there. That's how the supports impact the game.
And that is a heads-up play. You have to know that that is going to be your call. You have to anticipate the convergence. There's only half a second he could have responded to that, which was so impressive to me, knowing that he was right on the money. There's the Dome Shield. They need it. They know the defense needs to stay successful, and it will be. Bitey's going to go down as well. They'll gladly take another chance to win this game rather than give up a sloppy defense.
Narrowly going to come away with the ultimate lead here. Denial have the accursed arm almost there on the King Bomb. Swarm have to spend everything for that defense. See if that comes back to haunt them. But I mean, you got to do what you got to do. Got to get to the 3-3 scenario. It's entirely possible to win a team fight in Paladins without your ultimates, especially when you're playing as well as these guys are. Late game Cauterize 2 comes through for random noob. Vandyy and Dreiss hitting the Cauterize 3 marks. Items about equalized. Just those little flavor picks coming through, like a Life Rip for PrinceDanny, Rejuvenate. Or Wiffle has a Resilience 1 online if he needs it. Not a whole lot of crowd control outside of the Dread Serpent, though, on Swarm.
Amosts here with a 5 streak, 3,400 health onto the stay-at-home dad, Barrack of the Realm. He's going around the corner with his teammates. Already takes 1,000 damage there, probably from around a bomb of 900 DPS for stolzeey. But now, in the backline, randomnoobtv isn't worried about stolzeey. He's worried about Androxus. PrinceDannyTV comes through with 2 big assists and 1 final kill. And this is all Denial Esports. They might have just won the game off of that.
69% here. Not a lot of take-back potential. They're winning this team fight from the point. MrHazee is caught in a really bad spot here. Not going to go down, but frankly, they're not even worried about it. Denial just trying not to give up a pick. They don't. They find the payload. Not even going to need to push it because that's 4-3.
It's a bit disappointing if you're a Swarm fan to see such a good defense, so many leads and so many opportunities really seized to have that kind of go there. It felt very anticlimactic. Very melancholy point fight. They just didn't ever have a moment that they were in contest, and that is where the big boys come to play. And that's what Bitey, stolzeey, PrinceDannyTV, Wi-Fi, and Awry showed why they are second place right now in this scene.
Still, though, so much damage done by Random Noob. 124k. Vandyy with 82k. Dreiss with 72. stolzeey 81, 114. A lot of damage done for Bitey, just trying to chew those tanks apart. And it makes it difficult, right? Because MrHazee is probably pretty concerned with Random Noob because he was the focus, a lot of the attention of Denial's team fights. And that just kind of leaves Amos and Dreiss out to dry, out to fend for themselves. But even without the Inara, MrHazee still gets so much healing done. 124k, really good Dread Serpents. Good stuff coming from the support of the losing team, which is, it's tough to make yourself look good on a scoreboard as a healer on the losing squad, because you're almost your success comes as a factor of the rest of your team.
Yes, it is kind of true that if you're losing, your teammates are probably not staying alive as much as the other team, and you probably aren't healing as much because those two go hand in hand. Not staying alive, not getting healed, but he still somehow does it. He's got 2 big bodies to work with, with the Ruckus and the Barrack. So now we'll see if the drafts change. Serpent Beach will be the next map. This is definitely a map where you see drafts flavor and favor a little bit more of the verticality, the upwards mobility to contend on both levels where this fight takes place.
Both good and bad for both teams here. And Droxus very strong, but Drogoz is at the same time, and having that Bomb King pressure, I think, is going to be important for Denial. And the first pick, Drogoz, it's such a big staple to their strategy. This is going to be probably Swarm's weakness. Yeah. As Denial know what they're going to do. They know exactly how to, I mean, they've had all week to plan around it and figure out what they want their answer to be this time around. They got taken to 5 games. Barely losing that one was Swarm, but Denial, you know, they have so much to go to, whereas Swarm really haven't shown much more than just this Drogoz as the staple.
And whereas Denial Esports have had success with multiple lineups, we've really seen Swarm really have their most and kind of only success in this scene with that Drogoz carrying a lot of the weight. It will be interesting to see if they start to show development here, show some signs of improving and adding flexibility to their roster. Right now, though, the Drogoz and the Saris locked in, and Droxus and Ruckus taken for Denial Esports. Swarm trying to figure out their third pick. Maybe going for a tank here. Nara seems to be locked in.
Will be pretty strong on Serpent Beach, at least during the point fight, and partially during the payload pusher is kind of like a little gully she can wall off effectively. But outside of that, one thing I think is also hurting Swarm is that because Drogoz is your staple, and Denial have stolzeey and Prince Danny, Vandy's never getting in Droxus.
Yes,
and that sucks because he is nutty with that character. Extremely good at Cassie as well, but he damn near carried the Stone Keep game from last week. On that Droxus. Probably going to be him on the Shaolin this time around. Could be Dreiss as well. Yeah, probably Dreiss on the Shaolin and Cassie for Vandyy if, you know, that's proven anything. Dreiss they put him on Kinessa, so I guess he's more of the long-range guy. It's a new roster overall, so we're still trying to figure out with you guys, you know, who prioritizes what. And Makoa coming through last, as well as the Bomb King Denial, getting a very solid lineup.
Point Denial. You've got the Repulsor Field. You've got the Grumpy Bomb. You've got the Dread Serpent.
This is Bitey.
And this is
Bitey here.
We're talking about aerial assault, but he's still got repulsor field. He's not flux generator. He's probably not going to be near that near his teammates at any point in time, though. This will be on the side of Swarm. Mortal Reach Saris for MrHazee. Impulse Blast Shot legendary for Cassie on Vandyy. That's the first time I think we've seen that in competitive. Recurve Shaolin for Dreiss. randomnoobtv running Fusillade Drogoz, and Mother's Grace and Nara for amosts.
PrinceDanny will have Darkstalker this time around. That 3D mobility just too good to pass up. Ripening Board for Awry and Maldamba. What other than aerial assault for Bitey's Ruckus. stolzeey with the accelerant on his Bomb King, and Whipple taking the pluck for his Makoa. So my thoughts on the impulse for the Cassie might just be, who's giving him the most problems? Is it Droxus? Is that extra burst damage? Because maybe Vandyy feels, if I can just get through Prince Danny with this extra little bit of burst damage, then I'm golden for the rest of this team fight.
Absolutely. Hops off preliminary, looking for the salvo. He doesn't hit anyone, but there's a Fusillade, excuse me, a fire spit, for crying out loud. That's going to do a little bit of damage onto the Ruckus, but not enough to force randomnoobtv out of dodge. PrinceDannyTV is on the hunt, wants to find the dragon in the air, but that Darkstalker is going to help him forced away from the fight. Bitey, though, gets the first blood onto amosts.
Whipple quickly dying thereafter. stolzeey unable to get one. Makes the window, though, for PrinceDanny to clean up Vandyy. Bitey's in a pretty good spot. He can't go fly freely, though, eating a lot of damage from these Fusillade rockets. 64% already for Random Noob's Dragon Punch, but Denial definitely in control of the point right now.
The sky currently not safe for randomnoobtv, but they've got time, like you mentioned, Nick, but that's not
much
what they need. They need life for their Drogoz, who gets taken down by Bitey, the flying mech in the backside of this fight, and Amos is melting. Yikes. Like a hot knife through a butter, and he will take down the front line for Swarm. They've only got one, Nick, as comparison to Denial's 2 frontliners, and maybe that could be a big telling point of how this series goes.
Yeah, don't know how it happened, but Vandyy and Dreiss got caught kind of in a little pocket, being pinned down together by just Prince Danny, and there was no follow-up pressure. Amos left out to dry on the point, goes down pretty quickly thereafter, and Denial take the first payload with confidence. That was almost 100-0 capture.
In many ways, stolzeey on this Bomb King reminds me of a guy prepping for maybe a bigger tournament where Bomb King is absolutely in the meta, where you need to be able to take it away and play it just as well versus maybe an EU team that might show up in one of your groups. So preparing on this champion, I think, a very smart thing.
Definitely a good look here. King Bomb's being wound up by stolzeey, goes off the top rope here, looking for Vandy's Cassie. He's gonna find it. No roll available to get back to spawn safely. And
nice.
Good hook out of the sky as well, but there's the pocket healing that's keeping Random Noob alive.
Grumpy Bomb gonna get displaced by the wall. stolzeey gonna pop himself over that to start the fight yet again and just put Amos under pressure. Earthing Guard activated. She is CC immune and debuff immune, getting the full healing back from Cirrus as she defends. Dread Serpent is ready now, but look at Random Noob TV. Wi-Fi right out of the sky. Get down here, Dragon, and they capitalize perfectly.
2 in a row, still good answer to the Dragon if you're able to hit it. We've seen very top tier teams be able to take that Makoa in confidence against the Dragon. Flies around in the sky. 2 picks for nothing right now. Amos nowhere really to go. Vandyy falls. Amos soon to follow after. It's his Drogos body block to try to keep him alive. Wi-Fi just can't miss right now.
Bullying. This is absolute cyberbullying that we're looking at right now. Paladins is not known for this kind of behavior, but Wi-Fi just putting on a show that's going to put him in detention after this type of performance. He is absolutely not letting Random Noob TV have any space. And not only the double frontliner, but the presence Makoa has against this Drogos is absolutely game-changing.
Both of those frontliners are extremely dangerous for the respective reasons that Wi-Fi's not missing a hook. Bitey can actually fly with the build that he's going for. He's taking his Chronos as well just to keep his dashes on the most minimal cooldown possible. The big story here, though, is the items are not being held in contention by Swarm. You can see Vandyy, Dreiss, all on Cauterize 1, as well as Amos, just not enough credits in the bank. The push was too convincing, too fast from Denial, and they were able to take total control of the economy.
Poppy Bomb doesn't work out, but that Dread Serpent sure does. Wi-Fi gets blasted back, but pulls in Random Noob TV and Dreiss to help make sure they get a kill onto the 2 carries for the side of Swarm. So much damage here coming out from stolzeey and being uncontested yet again. Reminds me of Shaolin earlier on in a few games we watched where he just has no pressure on him.
Nobody's really looking for him. 54% on the point for Denial. Total control right now. Ruck is pressuring out Random Noob, putting him about 3 force HP. Bitey forced to fall back, though. Going to be kept safe for the time being. Gets around the corner. Convergence comes through. Doesn't look like it pulls anyone. Vandyy will find 1 frag. stolzeey answers back. There's some big momentum swinging through for Denial.
Well, that's big. Dreiss gets 2 big kills there. No CC immune, but it will mean that Wi-Fi has enough health to withstand a couple of arrows there, and he's going to go ahead and try and fight down, and he will. Dreiss, and there's stolzeey taking out Random Noob TV in the air.
16 streak.
This is incredible play, not only by stolzeey, but I think excellent showcase of Wi-Fi and how much a guy who's been playing this Makoa as a kind of staple pick for them in this last meta can impact a game when you just put him on a comfortable champion and let him go to work.
And I think this is probably the strength of Astral and Denial as the meta shifts. Probably a little bit more than EU, as they will still go to stuff. They're not going to be like, oh, this champion got slightly touched, he's gone, he's dead to us now. They're not afraid to run anything. Big thing here for me as well is, you're right, stolzeey looking like he's preparing for LAN already. He's starting to get the Bomb King in the champion pool. He's starting to get the Drogos as well, and especially because they're going to be playing EU teams if they make it to Valencia. They have added PrinceDanny, who is, you know, hit scan incarnate right now for them. And
yes,
stolzeey has to be that superstar that steps up and learns the other roles.
Bitey, Bugsy, not the best Bomb King until he had to start playing Bomb King. Lazy, definitely not the best Bomb King. Definitely not the best Drogos, but these guys, they had to learn it to contend with their counterparts, to stay relevant in this scene. And that is what I love seeing stolzeey and the North American teams start to do as well. Doesn't work there. The 16 streak, however, ended, means that PrinceDannyTV will have his moment to shine. Double kill for the Godslayer. Random Noob TV answers back, but this could be the end of the game right here. Missed stun out of the air, but Random Noob TV will eventually help to claim the life of Awry as well. A great hold by Swarm.
Starting to stabilize. MrHazee found some good damage there as well. Convergence helping to set things up. Vandyy finds Whiffle before staying alive. 30 seconds remain here. Bomb King coming back in, looking for the angle. Have plenty of time. Don't have a lot of tools left to do it, however. Not a lot of ultimates. Cursed Arm was just used. Swarm have plenty to keep this staved off, and if they can do it cheaply, they're going to have a good team fight set up for themselves in the next round.
They're right. They've got to save and conserve. It's a 401k planning session right here because they need to save all their assets for a later time in this fight because they've got so much more fighting to actually do. PrinceDannyTV goes straight for MrHazee, and he got the shadow travel. All he needs, no more healing on the battlefield right now.
Trading 1-for-1 right now. Overtime's going to be started for Denial. Whiffle's pretty low right now. Vandy's taking a risk here in the back line. It's not going to pay off. He finds one before he goes down. However, big Hexifier value from Bitey as well as onto Dreiss in the back line. However, doesn't get the kill. Uh-oh, a lot of stall could come out from Wi-Fi if he doesn't just carry the round himself.
They've got to make sure that they get the kill. Oh my gosh, Wi-Fi comes in.
What a game
huge.
from Whiffle.
And absolutely dominates this performance. We thought we'd be talking about stolzeey and PrinceDanny, but no, Wi-Fi I think showed up here big time, shut down Random Noob almost single-handedly, so he got no momentum and helps to carry that payload into completion.
A downfall as well. We couldn't really hear it based on where PrinceDanny was standing once it got thrown off, but Random Noob whiffed a Dragon Punch in that engagement. Retains his charge, but wasn't enough time left in the round to come through again, so a big misplay there down the line, and one that would have been the perfect answer to that Ancient Rage. Had you know, not only did he miss it, but now you're out of position, you're getting caught out.
Yeah.
Probably went down there, and big misplays down the line. Whiffle, saving grace for me in that game was, you know, by and large the sole answer to Random Noob's Drogoz, which has been a big staple of Swarm's strategy. Now down 2 games. They got to bring it back now or never.
Yeah, Swarm are looking at a clear defeat opportunity here. They've got to change their fate. I'm not sure if they can at this point. A lot of these games happen to run off of momentum, and you know the experience tends to get the better end of these longer sets as well. So everything looking like it's going to Niall's way, but it's not like we haven't seen crazier things happen. Stone Keep will be the next map that they fight on. And the big key for me is, can they continue to have lineups that don't necessarily revolve around Drogoz and be successful against Denial? That's the big question they've got to answer for me.
Maybe not revolve around Drogoz, but then the second box be successful around Denial. That's the big key to fill, and I don't see it coming out. I think Denial are confident enough to just let them have Drogoz every time. They're probably saying, don't throw anything weird at us. But the big thing here is that with their first pick, they will select Ruckus, allowing Vandyy to get Androxus on Stone Keep, so not only the character, but the same map that Vandyy was able to find super success. If Swarm can bring it back, it's going to be now.
But even more important, they don't have that inherent counter to Drogoz. So they've literally made Drogoz safer and better, and they've given Vandyy the best character he could have. This is a perfect start for Swarm. Ruckus, though, taking to Denial, and that is something Bitey loves. Wi-Fi has been playing the Inara, not as impactful as I think as Makoa has been as of late, but still very good. And they've got Awry on the Saris.
Saris and Inara, too good to pass up for Denial. They're confident in it, but you know, now they don't have Androxus. I was going to say, well, they have Whiffle on Makoa. I mean, that was great. He hit 3 for 3 from what we were spectating, but he's going to be on Inara. Bomb King taken as well. What's it going to be? Maybe something like a Victor. What is Danny going to play? Is it going to be Eevee? Is it going to be Shaolin? That's what he had to go to when Androxus wasn't on the table, and it's going to be Shaolin.
And I love that they're continuing to have the Bomb King in the lineup, looking very European with these drafts. Maybe not the Shaolin here and there, but no flank. You're right. That's absolutely correct. And that means that they could get punished by the Kinessa. So a sniper coming to Stone Keep for Swarm. It's all cards out on the table. Let's let the river flop and see who takes game number 3. It's going to be important, man.
You know, Stone Keep not really a Kinessa-y map, even if there is no flank, so it's going to be definitely Dreiss's prerogative to find a way to get value here. Area Assault for Ruckus could be in his face before he knows it. Mortal Reach for Awry's Saris Accelerant for stolzeey's Bomb King. It's going to be Whiffle on Mother's Grace. And Nara, PrinceDanny with the recurve Shaolin.
Darkstalker, Androxus for Vandyy. Dreiss going to be running Eagle Eye Kinessa. As you mentioned, they let him play the long-range champions. Random Noob TV on Fuselage Drogoz yet again. Hayes on the Ripened Gourd Maldamba, and Amos on Scorch Fernando.
Only one, not taking Aegis, but only one wrecker regardless thus far. stolzeey does go for the Cauterize and another
Aegis.
Cauterize.
It is Aegis.
Okay, so switching on to the Aegis, we'll have some pretty good staying power as PrinceDanny is the sole source of wrecker from Denial.
Very interesting setup here. Both teams sending one frontliner to the point. I like that direction that they're going on, and maybe not recognizing the switch to Aegis, not expecting the Fernando to be on the objective and maybe more in the back line. So far, 3% to 3%, and this is actually good. Not a lot of pressure on a Random Noob TV, and that's never what you want to see, but PrinceDannyTV is going to do a lot of damage, and Bitey cleans it up.
Here we go, Vandy. You have to go big now. It's your time to shine. Random Noob is dead, but you have the angle in the back line. He's looking for it. Whiffle on his Zanara. Has to win this 1v1 with stolzeey. It's going to favor stolzeey slightly in this 1v1, especially with the angle given here. 3 kills, though, falling on the front side. Vandy can't get enough done and fast enough in the back line.
That tracking through charge. PrinceDannyTV hits pretty much 75% of that planet, which is a very good skill set to showcase. He's looking like a superhero or a vigilante. Can't tell which one right now, running the brand new Shaolin skin. Dreiss, though, in the back line as Knessa hasn't had any rhythm. They've been pushing back very far, and it's Bitey in the front lines as the Ruckus.
Random Noob holding it down, though. Going to be putting a lot of damage into this Ruckus, and the cauterized pressure isn't going to be strong enough right now, and that's what's allowing Bitey to get away with this. But that's just for the time being. Dreiss returning to the point here is putting some pressure, forcing Bitey to fall back and regroup with his squad.
Woo, got him. Great vision there. PrinceDannyTV slayed by randomnoobtv. Triple kill for randomnoobtv, and he's looking for the quadra. Is he going to get it? Trying to go around. Wi-Fi shooting. Oh, Wi-Fi will finish the shot. Very clutch plays there by Wi-Fi. Denial Esports still behind as Swarm have overtaken the objective.
Has the Heat Haze available to contest if he needs it, but both tanks are now back. Random Noob will not get that Dragon Punch back, will not retain any charge. stolzeey finds Dreiss, Hexafire on the point. Bitey crushing this Fernando shield, but Vandy will get shut down. Huge plays from PrinceDanny.
That Heat Haze, putting Shaolin into an invisible state, can be so powerful because you just don't know where the shots are coming from. You don't know whether it's safe to go up into the air or not, as the accursed arm is taken advantage of. And now as he gets healed up, PrinceDannyTV and the boys of Denial Esports have moved ahead on Stone Keep.
Have the seismic crash, have the King Bomb, so another wombo combo that could be really impactful here. We could take a look at the damage charts. I'd be curious to see where Dreiss is sitting. Pretty far down, just barely over Vandy right now, trying to stay ahead of stolzeey as well. Not doing super bad, but just not a great Knessa map in my eyes.
No, not really, and you know, not the worst, but not the best. We know that Timber Mill, Frozen Guard, those really seem to suit her. Stone Keep not had the proven first pick or counter pick guarantee if you don't leave the flanker open. You know, all these things where you see Knessa sometimes come through if the scenarios are great, even Fish Market. But yeah, Stone Keep, the verdict's still out on that one. However, stolzeey goes down. Denial, Swarm, trying to make sure that the verdict isn't out on this game, but so far, the push has not stalled.
Heat Haze again ready to go for PrinceDanny, and conversion is a possibility now as the very staggered picks coming through. Actually, nice bunny hop. Dreiss does take down PrinceDanny, giving some semblance of hope for the boys of Swarm. Random Noob is too low. Conversion goes through. No contest comes through.
Wow. Look at that combo. Well done, just didn't get anything for it.
I think they thought that contest was about to happen. If Random Noob, instead of just staying up in the sky, maybe giving his team just that bare bones second contest on the payload. Could have been enough, but no use crying over spilt milk here. Awry does spend not only the convergence, but the King Bomb from stolzeey came out as well. Swarm could look at that as a benefit heading into this round. 2 less ultimates they have to worry about, and they've got 3 of their own, almost a 4th with the Immortal here, so could be a good time to take a team fight. They've got the comeback mechanic as well. This game is far from over for you Swarm fans out there.
Wi-Fi on the master riding. He'll take to the battlefield and get to the point a little faster than anyone else on this in this game, and so he's going to go straight there. He's got a wall to set up and just keep his space. This is his point for now till OB51 when Ash comes out, but he will pop the Earthen Guard, and he will have some words with randomnoobtv, who will finish that argument very curtly and say that no, we're going to have to back off. We're going to give this to Amosts for now.
Awry going confidently onto this point just to contest and prevent that capture point bleed that can come through, and there's plenty of damage to slay Amosts. Now, PrinceDanny was diving the backline, it looks like. Got a big grouping, cute stun there. Not going to do a whole bunch against Bitey on a 12 streak right now on the Ruckus. Really good positioning as well. Dreiss not under some pressure right now. Could look to try and carry this team fight, but Bitey's trying to get there, trying to get in his face.
That's the benefit of Aerial Assault Ruckus here. He can get to the high ground, get to the low ground, the Hexafire, a Knessa in the back line, and that is just exactly what he's going to do for the team. Planted almost gets a MrHazee taken down by PrinceDannyTV. The withdraw here to try and stun away anything, and randomnoobtv up into the air. Danny and Noob, who's going to get the last shot? Danny will come out ahead. he's going to win the TV war for today.
Now, so much still in the tank for Denial. A lot of people left alive. Into Planet, beautifully timed. Danny starting to hit his stride on this Shaolin. Immediately 180 impale stun onto the head Hunter Kinessa. Danny going massive in that fight for Denial.
He's an excellent Shaolin player. There's no other way to say it. He's got great impales and can absolutely change a fight with his accuracy of his planets. There's another one onto randomnoobtv. Man, he just makes it seem like he wants everyone to be watching his channel. That's what he's looking for, ratings, 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 but it is definitely going the way of Denial Esports with his play.
Vandyy looking for an angle in this backline right now. Hasn't gone too big for his squad just yet. stolzeey on the Bomb King is a pretty good answer. stolzeey seems like he's been babysitting the backline a fair amount. Dragon Punch going to be wound up, coming through as well. Bitey's a good target. Anyone from that Dread Serpent's a good target. There's a nice quick 1-2 punch, and Nara's caught out all by herself. Make it the triple kill. Vandyy and Dreiss throw their hats into the ring as well, cleaning up the remaining 2 members of Denial.
The primetime special on randomnoobtv just stole all the viewers from Prince Danny, and so he gets a little bit of a last laugh in this engagement, but it's not the last laugh in the push. There's so much more time left, and that's my worry. They just haven't shown the consistency to really stop Denial ever since those first great moments on Bright Marsh, and this is where they're really going to have to dig deep and stick their feet into the ground.
Coming through with a convergence right now. It's just going to pull in Random Noob, but that's a lot of value when you're looking at Swarm's overall composition. Vandyy goes down quickly thereafter from stolzeey's pressure. Heat haze into the back line. Dreiss is in a bad spot. Doesn't even really matter. Danny does miss a clutch shot, allowing Dreiss to stay alive. Payload is coming down to the wire, however.
That could be the difference maker right there, but he gets the first shot onto Dreiss, and that often determines who wins the Shaolin Kinessa battle, who gets the first shot. They're both hitting for a lot. Shaolin can basically 2-shot a Kinessa. Kinessa can basically 1-shot or 2-shot a Shaolin. So very, very important to be ahead in your positioning against your opponent.
Looking for their series win here. Moving on to the finals. Denial. Not a whole lot of left room to cover there. Random Noob doesn't get stunned, so he's going to be able to stay alive for the time being. Cute fire range.
Wow.
It's too close, however. It doesn't matter. The direct impact. There's a Hexafire on the point. Bitey looking for conversion. They're going to find it as well. You know, just maybe a breakdown of communication there. No one left to contest for the Swarm. They're going to head down to the 3rd place match. Hope's still alive for them, but they have to find the W there.
Yeah, so this is one that, you know, could have gone their way if they had handled business early. They just got to wait and close late. Make sure that they can get it done towards the end of the day.
Not a whole lot to say here. Strong performance from Denial in general. I think the overarching storyline is that Swarm, being the newer team that they are, haven't been playing together very long. A week is not enough time for them to formulate a new strategy against Denial, whereas Denial, a week is plenty of time to figure out how to dismantle this kind of one-trick squad that is, you know, albeit, to be fair, brand new to the scene. They found one thing that works for them, and you might as well have one way to find wins in a game that gets you to the top, that gets you, you know, on broadcast, than just try to be, you know, okay at everything.
Yeah, no, I mean, absolutely choosing to master one opportunity is sometimes a lot better, most of the times a lot better than trying to be average at every single thing that comes along your way. So they're putting the right time in, and I think that this is a very good hope for them in the future, but they do have to work on being flexible in the draft, being able to, I think, just put people on different situations, not rely so much on the Drogos like we mentioned, and still have some success. That's going to be it for this semifinal. It's the finals now. It's what you expected to see. Odin's Chosen versus Denial coming up right after this short break. See you then.